Good morning, dear students. In previous class, we were successfully finished magnetic effect and electric current chapter. After completion of magnetic effect chapter, today let us see metals and non-metals chapter, and elements and their large number of compounds are very important in our daily life or everyday life. At present, about 118 elements are known. On the basis of their physical and chemical properties, all of them are divided into two main groups. How many groups? Two main groups. Nothing but first main group is metals and second main group is non-metals. Metals and non-metals. Apart from these, some elements show properties of both metals and non-metals. These are called what? Metalloids. Yes, these are called what? Metalloids. Yes, my dear students, all of you already know metalloids, they possess both the characteristics of what? Metals and non-metals. How many elements are present? Totally 118 known elements are seems where in our modern periodic table. Yes, my students, let us see. First one is metal. First one is metals. Yes, my dear students, all of you already know about metals, but those elements which form positive ions by losing electrons are called metals. Yes, my dear students, first of all, metals means what? Those elements which form what? Positive ions and lose electrons. Lose electrons are termed as what? Metals. Yes, let us see physical properties of metals. Physical properties of metals. Yes, physical properties of metals. Physical properties of metal. Let us see one by one physical properties of metals. First of all, metals are metallically luster. Metallic luster. It means in pure state metals have a what? Bright shining surface. Show bright shining surface. This property is called what? Metallic luster. Example, metals like gold, silver, platinum are known for their shining surface. Yes, my dear students, luster means what? Shining surface. Yes, this property is called metallic luster. Examples, gold, silver and platinum. Yes, my dear students, a second physical property is hardness. Yes, metals are hard. Most of metals are what? Hard. Most of metals are hard, but hardness is varies from one metal to another metal. Some alkali metals like lithium, sodium and potassium are soft and cut with the help of what? Knife. Yes, my dear students. But here most of the metals are termed as what? Hard. Yes, it means some exceptions are there. What? Some alkali metals like lithium, sodium and potassium are termed as what? Soft. Yes, they are cut with the help of what? Knife. Yes, my dear students. Next, ductility. Next physical property is ductility. Yes, it means metals are ductile. It means drawn. Metals are drawn into what? Thin wires. Metals are drawn into thin wires. Examples are gold, copper, aluminium, etc. Yes, my dear students. Ductility means metals are generally ductile. It is the property due to which a metal can be drawn into a thin wires. Here, gold, copper, aluminium and silvers are examples in an physical property ductility. Yes, next one is malleability. Yes, what is minimum malleability? Here, most of the metals are said to be what? Malleable. Malleable means it can be beaten into thin sheets. Beaten into thin sheets. Example, silver, aluminium, etc. Yes, malleability means most of the metals are said to be what? Malleable. It is the property of metal due to which it can be beaten into thin sheets. Yes, gold, silver, aluminium are common examples of what? Physical property malleability. Yes, my dear students. Our next physical property is electrical conductivity. Most of the metals are good conductors of electricity in solid state. However, conductivity may vary from one metal to another metal. The conduction of electricity or flow of electric current occurs due to flow of free electrons present in the metals. Yes, my dear students, here it means most of the metals are what are said to be a good conductor of electricity. With the help of metals, electricity, it means free electrons are get supplied from one place to another place. Yes, my dear students, afterward they are said to be good conductor of heat. Good conductor of heat. Yes, generally metals are good conductors of heat except lead and mercury, which are poor conductors of heat. Yes, my dear students, here metals are termed as what? Good conductors of heat, but exception is also seems here. But lead and mercury are termed as what? Poor conductor of heat. Poor conductor of heat. Yes, my dear students, metals like copper and silver are among the best conductor of heat. Best conductor of heat are termed as what? Best conductor of heat are known as what? Copper. Example is here, copper and silver. Copper and silver are termed as what? A good conductor of heat. Yes, my dear students. Our next physical property of metal is seventh one, melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling points. Melting and boiling points. Metals generally have a high melting and boiling point, but here termed as what? Example, tungsten. Tungsten has the highest melting point, that is why used to wear and make a bulb. And gallium and caesium are have very low melting point. These two metals will melt. If we keep them on our palm. Yes, it means when we keep gallium as well as caesium in our palm, what happen? The process of melting takes place. Yes, my dear students, tungsten has highest melting point, and gallium as well as caesium are said to be they have very low melting and melting point. That's why they melt when we keep on our palm. Yes, my dear students, eighth physical property is metals are sonorous. It means a property of sonority. It means produce a sound. Yes, my dear students, the metals that can produce a sound on striking a hard surface are said to be sonorous. Using this property, our school bells are made up of what? Metals. Yes, my dear students, these are the physical properties of metals. Let us see what is meant by metals. Those elements which form positive ions by losing electrons are called metals. Yes, physical property. First physical property, metals are metallically luster. It means they have a shining surface. Good examples are here gold, silver and platinum. And second physical property is hardness. Most of metals are hard, but some exceptions are there. It means alkali metals like lithium, sodium and potassium are soft, cut with help of knife. And third physical property is ductility. It means metals are said to be ductile. It means drawn into a thin wires. Examples gold, copper, aluminium, etc. And metals are termed as malleable or malleability. It means metals are malleable and metals are beaten into thin sheets. Example silver, aluminium, etc. Yes, my dear students, fifth one, metals are electrically good conductor. It means free ions are get transferred with the help of metals. And sixth physical properties, metals are termed as good conductor of heat. Yes, my dear students, but some exceptions are here. Lead as well as mercury, both are termed as poor conductor of heat. Yes, good conductor of heat is examples are copper and silver. And seventh property is melting and boiling point. Yes, my dear students, it means metals have a high melting as well as low melting boiling point. Here tungsten has the highest melting point as well as gallium as well as caesium have very low melting points. It means they melt if we keep them on our palm. And eighth physical property is termed as sonority. It means metals are sonorous. It means they produce sound. Yes, that's why school bells are made up of metals. Yes, my dear students, after learning about physical properties of metals, let us see chemical properties of metals. chemical properties of metals. Chemical properties of metal. Reaction of metal with oxygen. First one, reaction of metal with oxygen. Yes, almost all metals combine with oxygen or air to form metal oxides. Yes, my dear students, almost all metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. Yes, my dear students, listen carefully. Here, almost all metals are combined with water, oxygen present in where? In an air. Okay, to form metal oxides. Yes, metal plus oxygen can use raised to water, metal oxide. Yes, for example, aluminum form aluminum oxide when heated in air. For example, aluminum forms aluminum oxide when heated in air. Yes, Al solid plus O2 gas can use as to water, Al2O3. Yes, solid. Yes, no balance, 2Al2O3, no balance. Let us balance. Okay, 4Al plus 3O2, 2Al2O3, it can give rise to water, 3Al2O3. Yes, aluminum is heated in presence of oxygen, it can give rise to aluminum oxide. Yes, my dear students, similarly, second example 2. Similarly, when copper is heated in air, it combines with oxygen to form copper oxide, is a black oxide. Yes, when copper is heated, in air, it combines with oxygen to form to form copper to oxide. It is a black oxide, is a black oxide. Yes, Cu plus oxygen, heat, it can be raised to water, 2CuO, 2CuO means copper to oxide. Yes, my dear students, now balance the given equation. What is formed here? 2CuO. Yes, 2Cu plus O2. Yes, it can use raised to water, 2Cu copper to oxide. Yes, copper plus oxygen, presence of heat, it can use raised to copper oxide, it is a black oxide. Yes, my dear students, generally metal oxides are basic in nature. Yes, generally metal oxides are basic in nature. Yes, all of you already learned an acid base chapter, what is basic nature and what is meant by acidic nature. Yes, my dear students, here some exceptions are there. Some metal oxides such as aluminum oxide, zinc oxide show both acidic and basic behavior. Such metal oxides which react with both acid as well as bases to produce salt and water. Yes, the type of reactions are termed as what? Amphoteric oxides. Yes, termed as what? Amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxide. Yes, what is meant by amphoteric oxide? Yes, my dear students, here some metal oxide which react with water, both acid and as well as a basis to produce salt and water are called amphoteric oxides. Such metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water. Salt and water are called amphoteric oxides. Yes, my dear students, important concern in your examination. What is meant by amphoteric reaction? Such metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water are called amphoteric oxides. Example, aluminum oxide react with acids and bases, yes, they form salt and water. Yes, Al2O3 aluminum oxide Al2O3 solid plus 6HCl hydrochloric acid, aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid. It can use as to water 2AlCl3, it means aluminum chloride aqueous solution plus 3S2O liquid water. Yes, my dear students, acting as a basic oxide. Yes, here aluminum oxide is acting as a basic oxide. Yes, where in presence of water hydrochloric acid, it can used as to aluminum chloride as well as water, aluminum chloride as well as water. Yes. Next, aluminum oxide is react with a base, it means sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, what it can use as to? It can use as to NaAlO2, it means sodium aluminate plus S2O plus S2O, sodium aluminate aqueous and S2O the state of liquid. Yes, my dear students, when aluminum oxide, okay, it is acting as what here? Acidic oxide. Yes, react with sodium hydroxide. Yes, aqueous solution of a sodium hydroxide, it can used as to NaAlO2, it means sodium aluminate, salt and water. Yes, my dear students, and also a metallic oxides are insoluble in water, but some of these dissolve in water to form hydroxides. They are known as what? Alkali. It means metallic oxides are termed as what? Insoluble, but some of these dissolve in water. Okay, dissolving form hydroxide. They are known as what? Alkalis. Example, alkali. Alkali means metallic oxides are insoluble in water. It means does not be dissolved in an water, insoluble in water. But some of these dissolve in water to form hydroxides, known as alkali. Alkali. Yes, my students, here most of the metallic oxides are termed as what? Insoluble in water, but some of these dissolve in water to form hydroxides are known as alkalis. Yes, example, sodium oxide dissolve in water to produce alkalis. Yes, see, Na2O, it means sodium oxide plus water, means react with water or dissolve in water, can use as to water sodium hydroxide, and it is termed as a aqueous solution. Yes, my dear students, sodium oxide is Sodium oxide is dissolved in water, it can produces water or produces alkali like sodium hydroxide. Take another one example, potassium oxide dissolved in water to produce alkali. Yes, potassium oxide K2O solid dissolve in water liquid can gives rise to water. Potassium hydroxide is termed as here alkali. It is termed as what? Alkali. Yes, my dear students, it means here metallic oxides like sodium oxide as well as potassium oxides are dissolved in water. What they can form? Respective sodium hydroxide as well as potassium hydroxide. Both are termed as here, my dear students, alkali. Yes, today's class we all are discussed about introductory part of metals and non-metals, in which metals and physical properties of metals and chemical properties of metals, in which reaction of metals with oxygen can give rise to what? When metal is react with oxygen gives rise to metal oxide, and some concerned examples. Afterwards, what is meant by amphoteric oxide? It means such metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water are termed as what? Amphoteric oxide, and some related examples. Afterwards, what is meant by alkalis? Yes, metallic oxides are insoluble in water, but some of these dissolve in water to form hydroxides known as alkali, and examples. Thank you.